Just waiting for a couple of seconds. Today's episode is going to be out of this world, so I don't want to miss anything at all getting live streamed or recorded. LinkedIn, we are here, and YouTube too. Have you ever felt amazing when you organized your thoughts and delivered? To such an extent where your audience looked at you and felt the connection. You felt the connection. Even before you finished speaking, your audience gave you applause. You felt the connection. You felt the power. That is what we are going to discuss in today's session. Just one moment. Just checking in if we are still live. Okay. I think for some reason Zoom was not working for me. Okay, forget about it. Let's start all over again. And it's always fine. Just one second. Uh, okay, it says that Zoom has crashed. Uh, okay. Now that Zoom is sorted, I'll just check whether we are live on YouTube or not. Just one second. Yes, we are live on Zoom and also checking on LinkedIn. By the way, this is such an important situation because always, whenever these kind of things happen, we tend to get nervous. Oh my God, is everything okay or not? But I want you to know that it's absolutely fine to go through these kind of episodes because technical challenges every human being on this planet faces, and it's perfectly okay. So we've got great. So our live is going on perfectly. I just checked it from my phone. Everything looks fine. Now let's get started with the episode. I'm sure at some point of time, just one second, I will also start something called as the transcript. Yes, that way I can keep a track of everything that's going on. You might have spoken to a friend, a family member, a colleague, junior, senior, parents, relatives, cousin, someone or the other with whom you felt that there was no pressure of communicating. The person understood you, you understood the person. Everything was so smooth and so easy, and you didn't even know what was going on. What good did you do, or what was that unique thing? It's only that you realized what you felt deep down. Now, 7 years I've been in the corporate so far. In these 7 years, got a chance to speak in numerous different events and different scenarios, all the way from small boardroom meetings to leading teams and training them, to speaking on TEDx or participating in different public speaking contests all across the globe. And all these years, I had this enormous amount of confusion between the two schools of thought. The one school of thought are the people whom I connected with by being a part of their communities. They kept telling the riches are in the niches. Find your niche, find your target audience, find that one customer persona. Okay, that's one school of thought. And then the second school of thought was the more broader spectrum, the ones who inspire you to start creating content. For example, Simon Squibb or Gary Vaynerchuk. They are like, just keep talking whatever it is that you want to talk about, and the right audience will find you and you will create your niche. Now, what I was facing a challenge is being stuck in a tug of war between these two schools of thought. So, in this particular video, that is what I will be breaking it down for you so that you can take a calculated call on which of these two options you should take. And the objective and purpose of this entire live session is to guide you through to speak to that person you love speaking to the most. Now, can I get a little pinky promise from you that if you enjoy this live, you will give me the blessing and the honor to work with you? Yes, either by joining our Speak to Lead live cohort, or a big surprise that I'm going to reveal at the end of this session. We are planning something very special, and it's all going to happen one step at a time. So, to begin with, you know my story already. 2019, I started making videos in a public speaking group, and there were certain activities, certain challenges, certain tasks that were given to us. So I made 2 videos per day, 3 videos per day, and commenting on other people's videos, again, with the only single objective is I want to accumulate more and more points. So deep down, I knew that if I comment on enough people's videos, they are also going to comment on my videos. That was the very, very selfish approach of making videos over there. But what ended up happening was I started getting a lot of good connections and amazing people who were interested in talking to me over phone, over message, over Facebook Messenger. And because we are in the group, obviously it becomes easy to send a connection request and then kickstart the interaction. Now, whenever I would do any kind of activity related to communication, the same people were the ones who used to follow me. Whether I created a WhatsApp group, they would join. Whether it's a Facebook page that I created, they would follow. Whether it's a YouTube channel that I started, they would subscribe. And this felt so good. Wow. Just by giving more value to people, people are interested in talking to me. Now, the people with whom I would personally enjoy speaking to the most are people who are at least double my age. So back then I was 25 years old. And the people I would speak to would, again, there would be 2 kinds of people. One would be the gorgeous women of the group. And that's pretty much because of 2 reasons again, that firstly, they're gorgeous. Second is I really enjoy talking to women more than men. Women, obviously, they're gorgeous, but then they're more mature as well. So you get to learn a lot. They know the emotion side of it. And somewhere I believe that if you read the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, I probably have a more dominant feminine side, so I'm far more emotional and sentimental. So it becomes easy for me to connect. And obviously, I train myself to speak to women as well. Now, that was one group of people I would enjoy talking to the most. The second group of people would be the most experienced folks, the executives, the CEOs, the leaders, the managerial position folks. I would speak to them, and it would be so amazing that they would also enjoy talking to me. They would keep telling me that, Surya, I love the energy, I love the charisma that you bring in, the way you just become so authentic and lively every single time you share. It just feels amazing. So the moment in 2021 when Yogeshwari and I we did our first ever webinar, 32 people showed up, out of which 11 people decided to purchase, and almost every single one of them, I think 10 out of the 11 were elder to me. They were in some form of a senior level capacity. What is even more amazing is that they loved my action taking skills, and the top 2 biggest performers, one was a head of mechanical engineering in the government of Maharashtra, which is one of the majorly populated states in India. And the other one was one of the managerial head of Tata Group. It's insane and it's crazy how they were the ones who wanted to spend time and speak to me. It's crazy. So that was the way the process started. Then, obviously, multiple things, the desire to grow, the the desire to create your own ecosystem and training platforms and entire communities. I'm always inspired by Tony Robbins. So I used to feel that someday I'm going to have my own community where I'll do full-fledged seminars and these kind of stages, and the whole audience will be rooting and cheering. There'll be music and everything going on. But to get to that stage, you at least have to find the people. Now, when I see Tony Robbins, I see like even children are following him. Their children are following him. There are coaches. There are people facing problems in their personal and professional life. They are attending his sessions and all. So I just felt, okay, fine. Let me just start. Just let me just continue making the videos, or let me just start conducting different sessions. Now that went really good because the pandemic was going on, 2020, 2021, even 2022. People were joining these sessions. They were interested in these Zoom stuff. But 2022 onwards, we realized that the WhatsApp group where the people were there, the number of attendees lessened. People were not so interested in joining these sessions. And this is a point of time where right now I'm creating content, but I'm getting single digit views. So what I decided to do is get into data. Over the last couple of months, I've been obsessing on data analytics, data touch points, not emotional decisions, rather the logical step by step. What is it that I have in front of me in terms of the the possible touch points that can help me analyze and understand what went right, what did not go right. So ever since we had our first ever webinar, I've always had the habit of collecting the name, email ID, phone numbers before getting them added into the WhatsApp group. What are their uh, challenges, likes, dislikes, all of these things? I wanted to get to know them properly. So I took that entire data. Even now, recently, we got our December cohort started, Speak to Lead live cohort. We've been doing these lives. People have been watching, and people are reaching out to me over YouTube and LinkedIn, because this is, anyways, the two platforms that I'm active in at this present point of time. Same thing for Yogeshwari. Although for her, she is amazing when it comes to creating high value packed content, something that I haven't yet learned. Now, mind you, every single time that there is a problem in my life, if I want to solve the problem, the objective is how I can go deep into it, master it to such an extent that I know that whatever it is that I will do, it has to work. There's no way that it will not work. So in this situation, honestly, I'll tell you, I got slightly frustrated. 50 days consecutive lives done. But what do I get? Single digit views. No one really interested. Just a couple of people sending me their personalized message that, can you share more details about the cohort? And I share the details about the cohort, but then nothing really happens. So what I first do is I sit down and I create something that is called as the ikigai. Ikigai is a Japanese concept which talks about every single thing that there is to know about you across four very simple questions. What is it that you love? What is it that you're good at? What do you think that the world needs right now? And how can you help? What can you do to help? Simple as that. I mean, I'm just giving you the context. I'm not exactly remembering the stuff, but based on whatever I remember. So I took out an Excel sheet and I filled the entire stuff. Now, as a part of the Speak to Lead live cohort, if you have watched episode number 6 or 7, I don't remember, the day when I did the entire orientation session of all the personal development exercises, that was a part of the initial warm-up adventure that we take people through. So I realized, okay, wait, if I'm asking people to go through this, obviously, now I have been through those exercises at some point of time in my life, but I never really sat down and did it. But then this month, because it's December and we just had one student in our live, Yogeshwari and I decided, let's also join in as participants. So we are not just delivering the cohort, we are also doing it. While doing it, we are going through all the processes also. We are going through the warm-up adventure. We are participating in the action steps. We are speaking, we are evaluating each other. And it's a phenomenal experience going in. Today is again day 18 of the cohort. And right now also we have a lot of videos to make. So we also filled in the onboarding form. We filled in the details about us, all the challenges and targets and every single thing that's mentioned. What is very, very interesting though is that as all those stuff got aligned and I wrote the entire ikigai, that gave me a complete breakdown of all the things that I'm thinking. So I got roughly around 50 to 60 responses for each of the columns. Of course, the one, what can I do to help? There are only a handful of things that I can do. I can teach, I can train, I can maybe write an ebook or create content or make videos or create a podcast or invite people and speak to them, do one-to-one calls, survey calls, all of these things. So that option was less, but the other three options, a lot of things to add upon. So that's one aspect that I got clear. The second thing is When you realize that these are the things that you feel about the world with respect to your ikigai, that's when you need to learn about your purpose. And this is when two people have helped me big time. One is Simon Sinek. He's the writer of the book Start with Why, and his TED Talk, the Golden Circle, is the one of the world's most viral TED Talks of all time. It's considered one of the greatest TED Talks of all time. Now, when I started to go through his book or his TED Talk, I realized, okay, it doesn't matter what I want to do. It's not about even how I want to do it. I'd rather focus on why. Why, when we start with that, then it works like magic. But you cannot start with the why without the what. So I asked myself, what is it that I would like to achieve in my life? And that gave a set of answers. Now, for each of those answers, I started asking, why do I want it? So I'll give you a little bit of an overall example, sneak peek, and I went 9 levels deep. So the first why could be, uh, I want to make 1 CR a month. Why? So that I can live a luxurious lifestyle, stay in a big house, have a big car, and ensure that my families are also having that. Why do I want that? Because I've always seen that my family has been in through poverty, and I don't want their old life to for them to experience any of that. I want them to have a royal life. Why? Why is it important? Because we've always been conditioned to work hard and go through the hamster wheel, but no one really tells us those steps. So I want to be a proof that this is what it is so that I can teach the world. Why is it important for me to teach the world? Because we look at so many negativity that's there outside and so much of mediocrity that's there outside. No one really gives us that specific step-by-step rule book, even if we ask. That's what I want to create so that no human being on this planet ever has to go through poverty. Everyone will have the basic needs met, and then they have the freedom to decide what is it that they would like to do and what not. Why is that important for me? And likewise, I keep asking questions after questions, why after why after why, 9 layers deep, and I write that down also in the Excel sheet. Once that is done, the third step is to understand the master prompt. A master prompt is when you sit down with AI. By the way, this is a personal development exercise. There are 12 such exercises that we do inside our Speak to Lead cohort. Okay, so if you want to know, just sign up and we will do that exercises together also. Okay, now once you get a little bit of an idea about your ikigai and about your why, the next step is to gain even more clarity about yourself, because until and unless you're clear about what is it about you, there is absolutely no way that you will be able to find the person that you like speaking with. It's just like throwing blinds in the dark, right? So what I do is I'll go to AI, and this is something I have to give a huge shout out and credit to Dan Martell. Okay, by the way, two people I spoke about, right, in the previous context. One was Simon Sinek. Second is Simon Squibb. Simon Squibb is considered as a Gary Vaynerchuk of United Kingdom. I've been watching his videos left, right, and center last couple of months, and he is someone who just walks up to people and asks, "Excuse me, what's your dream?" So I'm reading his book. I started reading his book, and it's really really crazy. I'm still in the step number 3 of how to find your dream, the second chapter of his book. So again, so find your why and what's your dream, and just following those frameworks gives you a lot of reflection about yourself. Now coming to the third aspect of it, which is the master prompt. This I learned from Dan Martell, yet another person who I've found very recently, and I've been interacting with him over Instagram also. Not sure whether it's him or his team, but anyways, I'm texting and I'm getting a response. So it's power packed. He talks about how AI needs to know you in order to give you that personalized response. And for that, you've got to make AI ask you questions so that you can answer those questions and then feed those answers to any AI platform. So I walked up to ChatGPT and I said, "Hi, ChatGPT, this is Suryadeep. I am a dentist. I'm a graduated dentist." So just gave a little brief about me, about whatever it is that I have in my past. Uploaded my LinkedIn profile so far, because LinkedIn has all my previous experience details and all that. And I said, I want you to ask me all the questions that you need that you need to know more about me, so that you can make the most of those answers to analyze and then help me in a personalized manner. Give me a minimum of 50 questions. So the moment I gave that prompt, across different categories: lifestyle, hobbies, dreams, vision, mission, problems, challenges, and all different aspects of life, it asked me questions. And then I took a voice note and answered those questions. As I answered those questions, the voice note turned out to be somewhere around uh, an hour and a half, 90 minutes. But somewhere I feel it's the best 90 minutes that I've spent. It's even better if you can do it together with people. It works like magic. You can literally do a proper interview of sorts or something. And the reason why I did not choose to type those answers, rather speak out those answers, because when you start typing, you want to make all those iterations right or wrong, correct, good or bad, and all. Not necessarily in English. You might as well want to do it in Bengali as well. Doesn't really matter. Because when you have tools like 11 Labs, you upload that audio, it'll transcribe the entire thing in that specific language. And pretty much most of the AI tools are intelligent enough to learn at least a common language. Now, India is a fairly diverse language, and Bengali is also one of the languages. Hindi is one of the major languages. So any language which is not completely interior, and I'm sure we speak more than one language until unless you're in proper America and you've not really come out of America, or countries that has their specific languages, then I can understand. But if you're from maybe the Middle East or India, or uh, any of the Asian countries, Europe, you will definitely know more than one language. So you can try that out. Once you made that entire audio, you upload that entire transcript and you save that transcript as a PDF. That PDF is your gold mine to talk to any AI tool. So the next step, step number 4, once the master prompt is ready, then step number 4 is to feed all that data, your ikigai, your 9 levels deep why, your master prompt, feed that data. And that's what I did. I just sat down and I asked AI, okay, see, this is what I can give you all there is to know about me. Now, I want to build, I, I love communication. It's the one thing that people have told me about, that I'm blessed with those skills and all that. This is the feedback that I've got. The previous set of students that I've had, or the people that I spoke to, here is what they filled in. And I had those earlier Google form responses. I uploaded that. In case if you don't have any of that, you can actually find out the people with whom you spoke to on LinkedIn, download their profile as a PDF, and add that also as a data for context. So this is what you know about me. Here are the PDFs of my master prompt, my ikigai, my 9 levels deep why, my strengths and weaknesses. Here it is. Here are the people with whom I've spoken to. They've told me that I'm a good speaker. I organize my thoughts beautifully. They're impressed with the way that I speak. I want you to give me a step-by-step framework and help me understand, who is it that I should speak to? Should I speak to the younger version of Suryadeep, older version of Suryadeep, or this particular people? Whom do I speak to? Now, the moment I gave AI that response, it was so crazy that the output that came out was mind-boggling. AI said, so far this I did it with ChatGPT. I'll tell you the next steps also. ChatGPT said, and also I gave a very interesting question over there. Okay, act as my uh, active income multiplier mentor with over 25 years of experience, who has helped more than 150 solo founders and startup founders like me, scaling them to unicorn level, and help me earn 10 lakhs per month in the next 90 days. This was the detailed prompt that I give. Now, let's break down the prompt also, so that you will know how do I deconstruct the prompt. Again, shout out to Dan Martel for teaching me this. The first is the role. You define the role, set the context. How many years of experience? Who is it that you want to be? Okay, tell them the specific role that they have to do and the output that you would like to have. Now, these are all beautifully mentioned. And based on the exact problem that I'm going through, which is my biggest problem so far, I'm going to turn 30 and I still don't have a proper active income stream that can come consistently each month. Now, at least the bare minimum that I need in order to make sure that myself and my family are sorted, I need to be free from my mind. And when you're in survival mode, you're always in fight, fright, or flight. It's very, very difficult to harness your most creative and authentic zone. The moment I gave that entire prompt, the response that came in was, and of course, AI already knows that because I mentioned that in the master prompt that I've been doing 50 days and above of live every single day on LinkedIn and YouTube, yet the impressions are not so and so. The views are all single digits and all. And the very first thing, because it's no nonsense, okay, I also use the word no nonsense mentor. Like, don't give me all the fluffy motivational stuff, just hit the nail on the head. The response that came in was really like a huge response, proper, step by step. What is going wrong? What is the analysis? What does all these reports are telling based on the people I spoke to? What are their persona look like? And all of these things, the response started coming. And I started feeling good after reading the response because at the end, I know, you remember how we started this session? Who are the people you enjoy talking to the most? And I already uploaded a couple of their LinkedIn profiles. So now the the magic started unfolding when the responses kept coming in. And again, the responses will always be unique to every single one of us because the amount of inputs is also very, very unique. My master prompt at this point of time is 50,488 words composed as a PDF. That's literally a book. I have written a book about me with AI, which talks all there is to know about me, exclusively me, no one else in this world, me, which I can now upload in any other AI tool. So the final response of that concept was the people you need to focus on one, you need to talk to one person, one person. And let's face it, whenever we are making any piece of content or we are trying to communicate, at the end of the day, don't you think we are talking to only one person? Yes, we are putting it out on social media or maybe as a video or maybe talking to a lot of people within the same, but the overall persona is one. As a leader, you are probably speaking to your subordinates, you're probably speaking to your colleagues, and they're working in the same company. You are probably attending an event which includes leaders of that same industry. You're actually speaking to one persona, just different plus minus here and there of that same persona. Now, I also asked, okay, as per your suggestion, what is it that I would like to go for? So I honestly was thinking that because I started making the live, this live is for the 21 or 22-year-old Suryadeep who does not have any mentor. So I'm actually speaking to my younger self. And AI was so particular in nailing that down. You are speaking to your ideal, your younger self. Did your younger self have money to spend? Did your younger self have the intent to sign up for a coaching program that's going to transform his life? Your younger self is still dependent on his dad for the money that is sending to the bank account and not even spending it. So I asked, well, fine, then what do you suggest? And now, because I had fed so much of data to AI, it became so easy for AI to understand where am I coming from? Why am I even asking this question? All those details are all set in the master prompt context, you see? That's why the quality of your input gives the quality of output in AI. And then the next step was even better. The reply that came was, you should speak to these mid-career leaders who are moving towards the C-suite level. Now, Yogeshwari and I have always been in that loggerheads. I will never ever speak to anything that is not ethical and integral for me. If there's even the slightest possible integrity mismatch, we know that nothing is going to happen. So I have never been a CEO. I have never gone that entire corporate ladder. Forget about it. I haven't even survived a year in any of the places that I have ever worked in these last 7 years. Not even a year. So why would any CEO or aspiring CEO talk to Suryadeep or want to listen to Suryadeep. Why? So I asked these multiple layered questions, which we usually have. Now, mind you, a couple of them are logical questions, couple of them are emotional questions, but artificial intelligence doesn't have emotions. Yet, my master prompt responses has proved to AI based on the analysis that I am an emotional being. So it will tackle the emotional questions as well as the logical questions with pure logic and data based on the data that I fed. So now the reply that came, it blew me over. I mean, it's very hard for me to even explain, okay? AI started telling me that, Surideep, if you are training these people on how to become a CEO or how to manage your juniors and all, that would have been unethical or non-integral. But let's observe what these people, again, the audience data that I fed is telling you. It's not that they're not good at their skill, they're very good at their skill, yet they don't know how to communicate that skill. They are finding, they want to do it, they're trying to learn it, but they don't have any place to whom they can openly share, become judgment free because of their stature, their positioning. And do you think, as a CEO, if you had a communication issue, which you ideally should have, you are a leader right now, or you aspire to be a leader, do you think you will be able to share that problem with your boss or director or board of directors? No, you would like to share it with someone who has that unique expertise. And then it gave me a couple of other examples across different other industries. And I didn't even know how to react. It also gave me these detailed insights. You might not have become a CEO, but you've already spoken to more than 10 to 15 CEOs or those leadership level folks. You've recorded stuff with them. Your first name contact list saved in your phone. If you call them right now, they will talk to you. You have read books of some of the greatest founders and CEOs in this world, adapted their systems and frameworks, and something that you're practicing in your real life, something that's very easy for you to construct and present and teach and train, something that they would like to learn. That's where you become unique. Now, I'm just giving you a couple of points of what is written in a proper, I would say, 5,000 word explainer on why I am only that right person to speak to that one audience. Fine, I got convinced. But then it was not enough for me to get convinced. I wanted to laser down as much as possible to the one person, that one person who, with whom I have worked with, and I can create that customer persona. Ideally, I must have manifested that person and worked with them. And guess what? We have. On the very third day of our life, when we started this whole 56-day journey, right now we are on the 57th episode. On the very third day, our December cohort participant, again, confidentiality, I'm not going to take any names. He saw Yogeshwari's live and enjoyed it, hopped on a call with her, and here he straight away paid the money and signed up for the cohort. Wow. He filled up the onboarding form, and I uploaded that onboarding form content also to AI. And then we started to get some patterns. Let's observe the patterns. The first step was Ikigai, my detailed analysis, Ikigai. Second, 9 levels why, purpose. Third, master prompt. For me, I already told you 848 words. That's about me. Then comes about the audience with whom I have spoken to, the people I've enjoyed speaking to the most, as much of data as possible, their LinkedIn profiles, the conversation, whatever it is that I remember, the interactions that we've had, whatever, those details. And then the recent people who started following me and going through and enjoying whatever it is that I'm able to bring onto the table. I mean, once that entire thing was updated, AI helped me crack that knowingly or unknowingly. These are the people that appreciate you the most and are willing to work with you the most. It's just that you are not giving them an offer or you have not created anything for them. And then AI also asked me a question. Let's just say you want to learn about you're an expert in cracking interviews. I mean, I have cracked quite a few interviews myself over the years. If there's anything that I'm very, very good at, it's applying for a job, cracking the interviews, negotiating the salary, getting the job. That's something I'm very, very good at. What I'm not so good at is staying in the job. Multiple reasons. I'll come to it in some future episode, maybe. But AI is telling me, have you tried creating this for that audience? Don't you think that they are far too outdated with respect to the enormous developments that's happening in the world? Like, that is an audience with 15 to 25 years of experience. They have seen everything, all the way from the colored big television screens to right now AI powered smartphones. Do you really think that they are ready? And with all the hiring and firing going on, the company needs skilled leaders. They already have the skills, but they don't have the communication. Now, I got completely convinced, but still that was not enough. The My personal insights, people I've spoke to, and then asking why am I the right person, even that is also not enough. In every AI tool, there is something called as a research. Deep research. Even if you use the free version of it, you will get a couple of deep research elements. So I wrote a very, very detailed prompt this time. Fine. I completely understand this is the target market that you have in mind, but I want to go to the depth and get to know the target market that is there in terms of statistics and data so that it's easy for me to kickstart to talk to them. So what I want you to do is help me find the problems that they're going through, the fears that they have, the frustrations that they're going through, the goals that they have, the outcomes that they're looking for, their hobbies, their interests, their likes, dislikes, their aspirations, all of those things. I want all this in a proper detailed manner, a proper 10,000 plus word report. And I hit the send button. And now the deep research starts. It takes around 5 to 10 minutes depending on the different AI platforms. I started out with ChatGPT only. Okay. The moment I got that detailed report, I was mind freaking blown. The enormous amount of reports gathered all across the globe. How many percentage of people are struggling and are not even ready to get to that promotion, even though they know they deserve it? What are the things that they're discussing in these different forums like LinkedIn, Reddit, Quora? All those things came to me as a detailed report. Now, once I got that detailed report, it just struck me, oh, well, let me put it all together as another document that I can use for future references. So I started copying and pasting all those different responses about my ideal customer persona again in one more PDF format sheet. Who is it that I should speak to? Why am I only the right person to speak to them? What is this report that is telling me? And then I also gave one more final prompt, which is based on this entire report, give me a simple table which includes the top 20 of each of those problems, aspirations, fears, all those different things that I asked for. Give it to me in a simple tabular column so that I can use it for all my content creation. So again, I gave some additional instructions. For example, columns, aspirations, goals, problems, fears, frustrations, hobbies, interests. In the rows, populate the entire table and give the entire table to me. A detailed 10,000 word report followed by a simple table that has every single thing related to that report, what they are discussing in the world. Now, if you feel that this is enough, just wait till what I did again. All this entire exercise I only have the saved document of my Ikigai and 9 levels deep why and whatever, my master prompt and all. And then the audience persona details and everything based on whatever ChatGPT gave me. That entire thing is what is saved. And then, of course, the table. Now, this, I did it only with ChatGPT. I know that there are different AI tools which function at different levels of depth. For searches, especially when you're doing this deep level of research based stuff, Perplexity is better. And fortunately, thanks to Airtel, we have an entire year of Perplexity Pro for free. So I went to Perplexity, fed again all the data with all the PDFs, and just copy pasted the same prompts that I put in ChatGPT, put it in Perplexity also. Again, the same research. Give me a proper deep research of all the problems, aspirations, and everything in proper 10,000 word this thing. The results of Perplexity were even deeper. If ChatGPT searched 17 sources, Perplexity searched around 57 sources. And I was blown away. Now, recently, Google Gemini 3 also came out. I know, yeah, Gemini 3. I never tried Gemini for over a year right now. Let me go and check. No, 6 months. Last time I tried Gemini was in the month of July. So I went to Gemini, completely new dashboard and everything, fed the same details, hit the enter deep research thing. The result that came out was even deeper. And Gemini used 227 resources. Now, I felt that, Suryadeep, come on, enough. You've got to know enough research and data about your ideal customer persona. Mind you, I'm just copying and pasting all those responses, both the deep research response, the report, 10,000 plus word report, as well as that tabular column updating in an Excel sheet for each of those specific AI tools where I was doing. Now, 227 sources, it can't go anything deeper than this. But then the word deep seek. And I hadn't used deep seek for I think for 8 to 9 months. Deep seek also came up with a new model a couple of weeks back. So I went to deep seek, turned on the think deep and deep research feature, uploaded all the documents again, gave the same prompts. DeepSeek gave me not a 10,000, not a 15,000, a whooping 25,000 word report. 14 modules, each having 5 to 7 sub-modules. Now, if I compile all these different social media platforms, research about my ideal customer persona, it comes down to a whooping 169 pages. I mean, at this point of time, the reason I'm not showing it all to you, because again, uh, firstly, I do not want to use any visual aid every single time I speak. I want to let my communication do all the talking. It's a practice that I'm having. Of course, when you join the micro courses or the cohort and all, that's when I show everything step by step. But at this point of time, all these things, mind you, are being saved in my Google Doc. And let me just see 1 second. My ICP document is, if I try to open, okay, I think it's a little slow in terms of loading, but the last time I checked, it was around 78,000 words. The last time I checked. Yeah, ICP has opened. So I'm just going to check how many words are there, tools, and then I'm going to do word count. Oh, my bad. Really, my bad. A total of 2 lakh 9,829 words, 189 pages. That's my ideal customer persona document of all these deep research reports put together across all these different platforms. And I have specific heading: ICP, deep research, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, DeepSeek. Now, I'm sure there will be other AI tools, but I'm just sticking to these tools only itself for now. And once I have all these details, is it now possible for me to start creating content and talking to that one person? The one person has given me so many things because that one person is shouting it out on social media. That one person is reacting to such content on social media. That one person is giving their 2 cents on it. That one person is the one who's facing the problem. That one person is what who needs that help. But at the same time, in the world where the training and coaching industry is shifting left, right, and center, everybody wants more and more and more and more, acquire more and more and more and more customers and clients. Who is the one who's really sitting down with them and giving them that value and the help? So the next thing that I asked is, okay, fine, I got all these data and everything, and I uploaded that as well. Now tell me, my dear mentor, as in that tab, right? You remember? Active income multiplier mentor. My dear mentor, what am I supposed to do? And that is what brings us to the end of this particular live and the gift that I promised you that I'll give you at the end. All these 57 days, if you go to the description, you will see that I'm telling you to sign up for my cohort in LinkedIn. In YouTube, I'm telling you, you can invite me as a speaker, you can give me your topics, you can sign up for my newsletter and all those things. At least for the foreseeable future right now, until unless my time is completely occupied and I'm feeling that I'm hitting a certain bandwidth, I want to interact with that one persona. The content pieces that goes out is going to be for them. And the only call to action is book a free one-to-one coffee chat with me, 40 minutes one-to-one coffee chat, where I'm just going to understand what are the challenges that they're facing. What are the specific communication challenges that they are facing and how communication and learning this one skill can help them solve. I want to understand it this time, not just from research. Research, I've already done it. This time it's raw, human to human conversation, interaction. And as we will be doing it through Zoom, obviously, Zoom is such an amazing tool. Zoom is doing a summary of that thing, of that entire conversation. If we are turning on the transcript, Zoom will transcribe every single thing. If you're able to see whatever I'm speaking down below, that's because I've turned on the transcript. I deliberately did that so that I can save it for me and I can use it for later. The moment I have those documentations of the actual conversations, that's the second layer of data. So I have already done deep research of my customer persona. I am now interacting with the interested people, and that is my one customer persona, and understanding what are their challenges and giving them that breakthroughs through which I can create more quality content to serve them. My lives, I will talk about those concepts. I will start inviting those industry experts here in our daily life with Dr. Surya. All those transcripts are now adding more and more and more and more, compounding to my customer persona. And if I take all these documents and transcripts and everything and feed a custom GPT or any AI, such a custom AI chatbot, I can literally talk to my customer persona. Now, I don't know whether 2026 onwards, this is going to be the latest norm or not, but I just gave you a little sneak peek of the depth at which I go whenever I'm crystal clear about my communication. So from tomorrow's episode onwards, there's going to be slight tweaks in the way we do these lives. The lives are going to happen. That's no doubt. That's just not going to stop because it's something that is oxygen for me. But if you have even the slightest possible doubt right now on whether you want to speak to everyone or you want to speak to something specific, there's also this final point that I'd like to leave you with. Initially, when you are starting out, you want to build your skill, you want to build your muscle. So you'd like to fail fast and fail forward. So it's absolutely okay if what I did for the last, what, right now for this episode number 57, I am talking to everyone and anyone based on what are my daily learnings. And that could include all the different wide ranges of topics that I did live on over the last 56 days. And that's absolutely fine. It's okay for people not to go through, because that's my learning phase. This is when I'm getting used to the habit of doing lives, organizing the thoughts, setting up my entire laptop and camera and the lightings and everything. A lot of technicalities also to it. It's not just the speaking. And I'm learning all those things hands on. But now, once I have developed that and I'm pretty much comfortable today, if it's a 8:30 a.m. live, even if I wake up at 8 o'clock, it's enough for me to brush, bath, freshen up, sit down, organize the thoughts, get the mind map ready, jot down the points, and then turn on the camera and just start speaking, and then holding your attention throughout. Right now, we're almost touching 1 hour. And this gets documented, stays documented. What is even more magical is, from now on, because I've achieved this level of competency to a certain extent. I'll not say that I know everything, but at least something. Now it's all about serving the market. And that's when the micro positioning and the audience defining and the audience customer persona adds in. At the same time, I'm adding depth into it, interacting with more such people. I mean, Yogeshwari is supposed to sit with me and teach me how to reach out to such people over LinkedIn, because that is the platform where I personally feel, and AI has also told me, that's where our audience persona are there. So that's it. LinkedIn, reach out to them, talk to them, comment on their posts, interact with them, DM them, ask them to DM me, sit down with them over a one-to-one call, invite them for a daily live session, research about them, and interact more with them, ask open-ended questions, get that entire audience research even more in depth. Now, the fact that research is done, also maybe validate the same with them. There's so many things that can be done, so many things. And as I start doing so, there's a humongous possibility that the same people will be my biggest cheerleader, or the same people can help me recommend me to people who they know will need communication skills from me. And all I need to do is just fill up 10 cohort seats per month. And that definitely looks realistically possible now. All thanks to Yogeshwari and the way to talk to AI. I hope this episode is super useful and you can start implementing these things straight away. If you have, you can always let me know below in the comments what were your thoughts and what did you feel and how was your experience. In the Speak to Lead cohort, when we start guiding our people to make content on social media, this is exactly the step that we make them go through. And that's why initially they don't get that many views. And that's absolutely fine, because they are just expressing themselves based on whatever knowledge that they have, irrespective of how many people watch or not. But as they do it more and more and more and more, consistency beats talent every day in the week. So as they do it more and more, the right people automatically reaches out to them, and slowly, slowly it begins to take off. And that is the power of talking to the one. This is Dr. Sridip. I will see you tomorrow. Yet another power-packed episode. 2 back-to-back days I've been started waking up again at 4 o'clock. And I'll tell you, it's such a magical feeling. Looking forward to continuing to serve you.